Okay, so we're in Total Warhammer Online. I'm playing as the goblins, or the greenskins, so to speak, and over there we've got my dwarven opponent, and this is quite an interesting little fight I had, so I thought I'd share it with you guys. So basically, we've got a front line of goblin spearmen, you know, cheap, disposable infantry who are there to die, basically. Behind that, we've got a long line of orc biggins, and these are basically the secondary meat shield. These are acting as a meat shield for my Doom Diver catapults and my 4 units of goblin archers, which are going to be doing all the damage, really. On the left flank, I've got squig herds, which are led by a goblin big boss on a spider, and on the right flank, I have where are they? Night goblin squig hoppers, which are actually pretty funny, but pretty powerful as well. So get to see those in action in a moment. So basically, what my dwarven opponent has done, I'll talk you through what my plan is. So I see him over there, so I think, right, this is the hill of the map, you know, it's sort of raised up area. I'm going to get all my Doom Divers on top of here. So I started moving up my my Doom Diver catapults to get some artillery fire down on him, because normally dwarven players tend to be on the defensive, and guess what, he is indeed very much on the defensive. My dwarven player has set up a Roman Legion-esque sort of, what's the word, concave. Now I'm presuming what he intended to do here was have a line of thunderers, and obviously you start shooting, and then as soon as my units get close, he's just going to move them behind all of his melee infantry here. As his legendary lord, he's got Thorin Grudgebearer, who of course is pretty hard to kill. He's quite tough, but as you can see, my Doom Divers are in place now, and they're beginning to chip away at these dwarven lines. Honestly, quite a funny weapon. It consists of various little goblins with wingsuits on, and they get in the little catapults, and then they ping off. And there you go. See one in action. Oh hey, there you go. Right, that guy is off, and he will land. And suicide kamikaze. So my opponent's going to be using a buff now. Unfortunately, it's the wrong one. I mean, it's 16 leadership, which is good, I suppose, for the constant goblin fire. But melee defense is not going to help him out here, considering he's being bombarded by artillery. So started moving my left flank round. Started moving my right flank round. All the Doom Divers are in place. Obviously, that is basically where they're going to sit for the rest of the match, just bombing the shit out of the dwarves. So I'm setting up my front line now. So. In fact, get rid of all this shit. Right, here you go. Yeah, setting up my front line, getting them in position. Basically, I want to get everything in place before I begin the charge, because my aim is to get everything to arrive at just about the right time. So, what we're going to do is we're going to speed it up a little bit here. As you can see, he begins to open fire on a lot of my troops. Quarrelers do quite a lot. Thunderers do quite a lot of damage. I think they do more than Quarrelers, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, they started peppering me down a bit. The Doom Divers still going strong. You see, we brought this unit of Longbeards down to half health before we've even got here, because they're just so damn good. Anyway, here comes the front line. As I said, the meat shield of Goblin Spearmen and Orc Biggins. The archers are going to take a step back for a moment, but here we go. So, Goblins are going to make a connection. He decides to move a unit of miners out, but he forgets to get his thunderers behind, so they're all going to get shredded by my units. Here you go, we've got the Night Goblin Squig Hoppers coming in now, absolutely destroying them. And he decides to bring over a unit of hammerers to defend his ranged units on this side. They're not going to do too well against these 2 packs of Squig Herd. And as you can see, all of the front line is connected now. We've got the big ones coming in, like I said, making a terrible mistake of leaving all of his ranged units all on the front row like that. It just allows me to just tear into them. And he's got a unit of hammerers back here doing nothing. Oh, here you go. It looks like they're going to make a move now, but as you can see, I've got these guys up here. I've got a whole line of archers pissing down on all of this shit. Plus, I've got a meat shield, which is going to take, even his dwarven warriors, it's going to take him quite a while to defeat. Anyway, this side began to start taking quite a bit of damage, so what I decided to do is retreat them back a bit and then do another charge in. So here we go. As you can see, it is quite effective. You send them in on the second charge, they'll get a little bit of extra damage done. Anyway, I thought, victory's pretty much assured at this point. I'm doing quite a lot of damage to him. He's not doing much in return. The Squig Hoppers have wiped out both flanks now. Oh no, sorry. The right flank. Sorry, yeah, his left flank, my right, has completely collapsed. The left is still standing just, but there's squigs there ready to take those guys out. Really should have tasked them onto the Thunderers rather than the Hammerers, to be honest. But like I said, it's all going well. I've targeted my Lord Skarsnik onto the enemy Lord, or Thorum Grudgebearer, to try and bring him down, because once he goes, that's pretty much the whole Dwarven line's going. But speaking of which, as you can see, there's a lot of his units beginning to waver at the moment. They're all routing. I did get into a little bit of a predicament though, because the Dwarves, they back off and they set up lines of these guys. And what they'll do is they'll just keep peppering me, and this does happen for quite a lot of the game. Although I've got this heavy fire going on, look, you just get this. You end up with this, lots of lines. But fortunately, I've got Night Goblin Squig Hoppers, which are very, very good at chasing things down. As you can see over here, we've got a poor unit of Thunderers trying to get away. They're just not going to manage it, and they're completely disbanded now. Look, we've got 2 guys over here. Anyway, they're going in for a second charge. Don't know where these guys are going now, but as you can see, desperately trying to chase down all these low health units. I've completely smashed the front line. There is nothing left of it. Can you see a single dwarf here? Nope. I can see the dwarves. They're all lying on the floor dead. So yeah, anyway, exchanging a bit of fire now with some of my skirmishers. Some of my units are beginning to flee, beginning to feel the toll of battle, like my Goblin Big Boss, who's decided he's just going to fuck off. Oh no, he's changed his mind. Anyway, yeah, he made an effort here to take out my general, but just wasn't enough. I was throwing down so many spells. Look, we've got War down there, plus 58 melee attack. That is just going to absolutely destroy anything that's left. But look, this is the problem you start getting with the Dwarves. They just keep coming back. They're so resilient. So yeah, I had my Goblin Archers for some reason. What are they doing out here? Oh, yeah, don't know how they got this far out, but they're engaging in hand-to-hand combat with the miners. But yeah, there goes the enemy Lord, Thorum Grudgebearer. He's fallen off his throne. The throne is on the ground. The Snarsnik and his little pet squid is going to finish off the rest of these Hammerers, who are going to blindly run into their death. And with several Dwarves units around, and it's looking like victory's ensured. So yeah. Still got the Doom Divers going. As I said, one of my major strengths, what I think might have actually truly won me this fight, was these guys. They just sit and do constant damage. Look, they're still firing off suicide goblins, and they're still doing loads of damage. These will come down. I'm guessing. I think I targeted them all on the Lord at the moment. So if you look at, boom, that's GG.